Hi everyone, this is Julie. I wanted to get ready with you this morning or this afternoon, whatever time it is here, and just show you some of the newest products that I'm using, my newest lashes, my newest anti-aging skincare treatment, and then also discuss some hot topics with my makeup Seint. My favorite makeup is Seint. All right, we'll get right to it. I hope you enjoy. Let's go over some products that I use to get ready with in the morning. I will use the Seint milk-based cleanser. Let me just show you what this looks like coming out. It is a milk-based cleanser. It's very watery and it has that lactic acid in it, which helps exfoliate gently. So sometimes I'll just use that if I remove my makeup the night before and I just want to gently clean, I'll use that. If I am trying to remove makeup and clean my skin all in one, I will use the Christian Dior mousse off and on cleanser. This is just something that I was given kind of as a freebie at the Dior counter. I can't say that it's the best, but it is what I'm using right now. It is really nice because you can use it over your eyes and you can use it on top of makeup. So you can use this to remove your makeup and clean in one step. It's very deep cleaning and very gentle. My skin is bare, but you can see I have a little bit of residual eye makeup on. I am going to be applying some Lilac Street lashes for you so that you can see how you go about putting these on, and I'll go and do my makeup for you and just show you some more products that I've been using. Now, before we get started, I don't know if this is showing up on camera, but I do have some peeling going on. It looks like it's kind of, coming to an end, but I had just started back on Curology. For the longest time, I had been using Curology, their tretinoin cream, which I hear is like the gold standard in anti-aging. So it appears that this is going to really help with cell turnover. It's going to help with dark spots. It's going to help with collagen. It's going to do all those things, but you really have to be diligent about wearing sunscreen. So I use 1 pump of this at night. Now they have changed the packaging. This was a 0.035% tretinoin treatment. And I kind of got out of the hang of using it and I noticed a big difference. I just noticed that my skin was not looking as firm and not as smooth. So I re-registered with Curology and now they have a future formula, which is specifically for anti-aging, where the other formula was more so for people with acne. But it comes in this really beautiful purple container, and this one is a higher percentage. It's 0.05% tretinoin. It also has azelaic acid, 5%, niacinamide, 4%, and you have to speak to a dermatologist when ordering and they will prescribe this to you. So I do 1 cup of this at night, and almost immediately I started to get some peeling action, which I know is normal, and it has already started to subside. And I've been using it for about 3 to 4 days. So in the morning, I clean, then I do kind of a combo product. And I like many different products. This is not my end-all be-all favorite, but this works very well with my makeup. This is called Exuviance. It's the skin caring BB fluid with sunscreen SPF 50. So this is kind of a BB color correcting moisturizer with SPF in it all in one. So I like to put this on. You have to shake it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and let this set into the skin. It is kind of getting to the point where I have to go buy another bottle. So let's just go ahead and rub this in. I'm going to use this lash shampoo here just to kind of clean up any residual eye makeup. This is the Lilac Street lash shampoo. It's good for cleaning the lash extensions. In the corner, you can see. Take this product. This is called Chow for Now. It's going to remove any residual glue. If there is any on the lashes still, we want to get that off. So I'm going to lean in and you can see the wand. It's got little teeth on it. You're just gonna take that through. So that's done. And then lastly, we have a Lilac Street Conditioning Primer. We're gonna use that. You don't have to do all 3 of these steps. This is just what I like to do. So I'm just gonna, you know, put a few drops on there like that. And just kind of roll with the lash hair. We're gonna let that dry. So at this point, the eyelashes have dried, and I'll go ahead and, you know, we can go ahead and put those on and do the brows after. Well, I have 2 kinds of lashes from Lilac Street. I have the Daydreamers. Let's see if we can get a good view of those. Okay. And then I have the Met Gala. Let's see those. Chunky, kind of hard to see. But I think these are a little dramatic, the Met Gala, so I think I'm gonna go with the Daydream. And what I like to do is I like to use a combination of their 12 millimeter, their 14, and their 16. So we're gonna work with those. I've got a product by Lilac Street, which helps you sort out your lashes. It's kind of like a sticky pad. You just put all your lashes on that. So I'm gonna get those ready really quickly. And these are the tweezers that come with your starter kit from Lilac Street. I did buy a starter kit. I'm gonna take off 3, let's see. There's one right there. I'm just gonna place them on the sticky pad like that. You can see it's there. I usually do, let's see. I usually do the 12s in the inner corner. We could probably do one, yeah, maybe 1 12 on each side, and then some 14s. Okay, I've got some lashes laid out. I'm not quite sure how many I want to use just yet, but I think I'm going to go ahead and start this process. Lilac Street has a wonderful glue, and I've tried 2 of their glues. I've tried their Pro Glue, which is a fast drying glue. You don't have to wait for it to dry, you just put your lashes right on. I'm not as big a fan of that as I am of their original glue, which has a opalescence to it. This takes a few minutes to get tacky, and then you put your lashes on, and then they cure in a few hours, and they last such a long time. I think the last sets of lashes that I wore, guys, wore for about 2 or 3 weeks. I did have a few that I had to remove and put back on to kind of straighten them up a little bit, but they were good to go for weeks and weeks. But they usually claim a week's wear. So it just depends on what you're wanting to do. Do you want to remove them every week, or do you want to get the most out of your lash? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, unscrew it. You want to be careful not to use too much. So you just want to take it and just kind of rake it across the rim there. I'm going to take some tweezers here and put it on the top of the lash. So with lash extensions, you want to put the glue kind of along the band and on the top of the lash, but don't go all the way to the tip. All right, so it looks something like that. You can see this is the band, and then you can see the purple opalescence right there. Just a little bit is all that is needed. You can apply one at a time, or you can do kind of them all at once. So I'm going to get a mirror and just apply a little bit of glue underneath the lashes. Just little beads of glue. And that's all you need, just a tiny bit. You don't want to go back and dip in there again. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on all the lashes. okay? Okay, so we're gonna go in with our first lash. I still see a bit of purple iridescence on here, so that may not be ready, but it has been more than a minute. So I'm gonna lean in, I'm gonna put this underneath my own natural lash. And you should just be able to let go, and there it is. It's that easy. If you do it too soon though, they will not stick. So there, I pick it up kind of at an angle. This is the next lash. And you could totally kind of overlap the lashes if you want. Actually, oh, we'll just see. Okay, there's another one. See how fast it is? Okay, let's do the next one. This is the first one I did was the 12 millimeter, and the next one, I'm sorry, this last one is 14. Move some stuff out of the way. And then this middle one is going to be my 16 millimeter. Okay. And it just attaches so easily. So let's see, what do you guys think? What should we do for the outer? Should we just stick with the 16? Or we could do 14. We could do the 16 kind of as the longest. Yeah, I think I want to do that. I think I'm going to do 14. So let's do another 14. Here's another 14. Let's see if this is enough. Looks like I'll need one more lash right here. I'm going to put a little bit of glue just to overlap them a bit. Right on this one here. Let that dry. Okay, we're going to let those dry, and we're going to go to the other side. Isn't that really pretty? So 12, 14, from left to right. 12, 14, 16, 14, 14. That was my lash map. Gives a really beautiful look. What I normally like to do is put my longest lash directly under my arch, so that you'll notice that the 16 length is right underneath the arch to open up the eyes. Like, nice little trick there for you. So if you notice that the glue is sticking to the tweezers, that means that you've applied glue too far up the lash hair on the lash. You only want to apply it on the seam and a little bit up the lash. And you want to be able to grab onto the tips of the hairs with the tweezer and just place them underneath the lash and bump it. At the very end, we're going to clamp them and fuse them to your natural lash hair. Okay? So we're just letting these dry. They look amazing. This was one shot. Did not have any issues. I remember when I first started using these lashes, the first time was not good. I thought that these were just not going to be for me. I just thought, how can this be easy for everybody? But really, it truly came down to using too much glue. Just doubting the power of the glue is a big mistake. The glue is very powerful. You don't need a lot. And if you lose one lash before the end of the week, just remove it carefully and just reapply it. It's that easy. What I like about this glue too is that you can reposition it. If you accidentally put the lash too far over, you can take it off and reposition. I'm just trying to assess if that's too far over. Looks pretty good. I like it. All right, so these are good to go. I'm gonna now go through and clamp these together. You can kind of, let's see, go with the arch of your lash, flip them over, slide in. This to me can be the hardest. I'm actually gonna go from this direction. And just give them a good clamp, and then just kind of, it can get stuck, so just pull it off. They usually get stuck to the top tweezer, so just pull and roll off carefully. Your lashes will not be easily removed. I'm taking the lash lashes to your natural lash. So you see like a little glob of glue there, that will go clear. But they make this product called, and this is one thing I don't like, is they don't label their products. I think this is called the glass coat. You can take this and brush it on just to kind of make the glue not sticky anymore. But I find that this kind of turns into like a rock hard crystal on the lash, and it makes them crispy. So I don't like to use this a whole ton, but if you have stickiness, you can kind of just go through the lashes. I'm only going to use it very sparingly because I do not like crispy lashes. I like the lash hairs to be fluffy. So I'll only use this on the bottoms. But if you get it too close to the band, you will feel it. It'll aggravate your eye. So I really don't use this a whole bunch. I find that after everything has cured and dried fully, that this you can feel if it's sitting close to the eyeball. So I'm just very sparing with this. If I have an area that's sticky, you can use this absolutely to remove the glue. And that's it. You just let them dry. They're pretty stuck on there, but they're not fully dry until like 2 hours later or something. So they look really great. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and do some makeup. I've worked in the makeup industry for over 10 years. I worked at a store that sold multiple brands of makeup. It sold luxury brands of makeup. It sold influencer brands of makeup. I got to try everything. They gave us samples, full-size products to try. We had trainings. I started back at Sephora in the very beginning when the training opportunities were phenomenal, and the brands would come in and you would get paid to sit there and listen and try on product and learn. So I cannot say that I know about every product that's just come out on the scene, but I have a lot of background and product knowledge concerning makeup. So I've seen the very best. And I am a Seint artist. I'm actually an artist. I have a background in makeup artistry and a background in the fine arts. I know not every person or consultant that works for Seint can say that, but I am an artist who loves this makeup. And I just find when I go through the online reviews of Seint by people who have an issue with the business strategies or have an issue with just Seint and their consultants in general, they usually try to knock the product and make it seem like it's not good. But when I see them apply the makeup, it looks great on them. It looks wonderful. And I would be curious to see a side-by-side comparison of what that person looks like using a different product versus Seint. I'm not saying that Seint is the end-all be-all and that, you know, this claim of if you're over 40, you can't wear liquid and powder. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying that I love this product and I'm on here sharing it. If you want to purchase from me, I would love that, but I'm just here defending a great brand that has had a lot of criticism recently because it's so good. I mean, a lot of people are interested in trying it, and you see the proof in the pudding when these ladies get online. A lot of them are not using filters. They have great skin and they're wearing this great makeup. So I will put it on for you, not using a filter, okay? And you will see how good it is. I've actually done side-by-side comparisons, and I've shown my own clientele here that I have locally the difference, and they're always amazed. It's a beautiful line of makeup. I sell the makeup because I love it, and all I have to do is put out a link to my friends and family who are interested. I never pressure anybody, but they just love watching me put on my makeup. I send them a link, and when they want to order, they order. And I make a little spare change on the side. I'm a teacher. You know, I love what I do. I don't care if I don't make the most money in the world. I'm a teacher. I am a public servant, and these kids need teachers, and they look forward to my class. They love art, and I'm not complaining about my pay, but the truth is, it's nice to be able to go back and do something else that I used to love, makeup artistry, do it on the side in my free time. On weekends, I can just press play on my phone, record myself doing my makeup, and then upload it to Facebook or YouTube and have people see my enthusiasm for the brand, the makeup that I love. And that's what sells the product. It's not pushiness. It's not scamming people and lying to people. I'm sure there's always going to be people with any business, with any sales industry job, you're going to have people that do not have the right tactics. So I'll let you be the judge. I think I have pretty good skin. I have my sunscreen moisturizer on. Let's start with the cream makeup, okay? So I have accumulated a collection, quite a collection of brushes. One of the things that attracted me to Seint in the beginning was the fact that you are able to clear out all the junk in your drawer and on your counter, because everything is within one palette. So why would I want to junk up things by having all these brushes? It's nice to have, you know, brushes that do the job, but I try to find brushes that are multitasking, and you already have that covered because a lot of these are double-ended. So a lot of these I'll use for more than just two things. I'll use them for a little bit of everything. So I will show you my favorite brushes. My favorite brush for applying the foundation is the blush bronzer brush. Mine is a little bit in need of cleaning. I have tried other brushes. I actually had a neighbor who sold Mary Kay, and I like to help her out. So every now and then I'll buy, you know, Mary Kay products that Seint does not have. I bought a mascara from her, but guess what? I don't use mascara anymore, so I don't get to use that anymore. But I had this brush that applied this tinted moisturizer, which it was a really good product actually by Mary Kay. But this was a really nice brush with that product. But when you use it with Seint, it does not work. So you can see the hairs are very different. They're most likely both synthetic brushes. Synthetic meaning they're not natural hair. And this brush just really gives you that nice airbrushed finish. If you want a lot of coverage, they do have this brush here, which is the full coverage buff brush. I love this side here. It's great for contouring. It's great for under the eyes, but I don't love this side. This side is very stiff and it doesn't move the product very well. So I would say I love this right here. So let's try it right now. So one of the criticisms that Seint gets is that in order to get the best experience, a lot of the critics will say, oh, I've been told I have to get a makeup artist or a Seint consultant to match me, otherwise it doesn't work. That's not true. You could totally, you know, try to match yourself, and there's a percentage chance that you could get the right color. But the problem that I found is that with my, you know, knowledge of makeup and my knowledge of using things that were in Sephora, you know, I was accustomed to using, you know, the test where you kind of swipe your cheek or you swipe your neck, those kind of tactics. And, you know, everybody has their own opinion of where you should match your foundation. So I was looking at these colors. It was actually a teacher friend of mine who introduced me to Seint, and she was going for these very orange colors on me. And I was just like, oh no, oh no. This lady does not know what she's talking about. It's clear to me that she is not a makeup artist. She doesn't know what she's doing. But, you know, she told me, she's like, this makeup is different. It's highly pigmented, which means if you put too much on, it's not going to look the same as when you buff it into your skin. So you have to keep that in mind. You're not applying it in the same concentration as you would a liquid foundation. It does have wax in it. So what? A lot of makeup brands have wax in their cream makeup. If you make a claim, you better know what the other brands do. And if you look at Makeup Forever's cream makeup, if you look at RMS, their cream concealer, if you look at Makeup by Mario, all of these cream makeups have wax in them. So I'm not saying that that's not true. There is wax in here, but it helps the makeup keep its solid form. Would you want this, when you close it, running all over the place? It has to be a nice firm product, but you can see I didn't have to press very hard. It is indeed a cream. Okay, so when we talk about wax and cream, we're talking about two different things. So wax is an ingredient and cream is a consistency. Okay, a cream makeup in the world of cosmetics is the consistency that you prefer. A liquid formula is the consistency that you prefer, maybe something a little bit thinner. A powder is a consistency that you prefer. It is not an ingredient. So just because the makeup has wax in it doesn't mean it goes on like a crayon on your skin. It doesn't mean you're raking a candle across your skin. It's a movable cream and it's highly blendable and you don't need a lot. Okay, so I'm going to go in with a shade. It may not be the right color for me right now, but this makeup is forgiving. It still looks good if you don't pinpoint the exact right color. So I am in Florida. The sun is constantly changing my skin. You can see here that I have a lot of color in my arm and my face is protected from sunscreen. So I'm going to go into our new color Hazel. And with Seint, you want to use darker colors to conceal. If you go with a color that matches your lighter areas and not your darker areas of your complexion, it will show texture, it will show pores, it'll show hairs, and it will not cover very well. So let's see if Hazel is still going to do the trick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the smaller end of my blush bronzer brush. I'm going to tap once into that. You'll notice that a lot of women, they go in and they're just really stamping hard into it. That's the beauty of this wax-based product, is that it's firm but very concentrated. It's not goopy, so you don't dig into this product. You just go bump and then you apply. So let's go ahead and see how this looks. I'm going to lean in and I'm just going to kind of move it around. I have been using the tretinoin, and you don't want to kind of rake the brush across the skin because it'll move up those dead skin flakes. So you can already see this beautiful bit of color kind of picking up this color from my neck area. Okay, so I'm just going to place it in the cheeks. Let's go over to this side. Just working over the areas that I have kind of hyperpigmentation and freckling. Really the goal is to have that beautiful kind of polished look, but have a skin-like look. Okay, so I don't see texture. I just see warmth, where the sun would hit. Okay, and then I like to go on my chin. You will see a lot of women doing the cheetah, where you put dots on your face. I've tried that and it does work really beautifully, but you don't have to apply it that way at all. Not at all. I like to put a little bit of this on my nose. Okay, so on camera it does pick up a little bit of warmth, but that's okay because it matches my neck and my arms. Okay, now with Seint, what people often forget to mention is that Seint is different. Not only the formula being highly concentrated, but this is a makeup meant to sculpt your face. Your face is not all one color. You want dimension. You want areas of shadow to define cheekbones where there aren't any. You want areas of highlight and brightening to bring out features that you want to enhance and lift, okay? So Seint gives you the option of contouring and highlighting and brightening all in one palette, okay? Of course, I understand you can go to the drugstore or the department store or Sephora and find all of these products separate. And that's fine, but I personally like to have it in one palette. Again, the draw of this brand for a lot of women is the compact nature of the makeup. It's all in one palette, and I don't care what anybody says. You go and buy a Z palette or something like that, and you start putting in random products, it doesn't look very, very nice, okay? Yes, these get kind of smudged up and stuff, but they're easily cleaned with soap and water or your brush cleaner if you're that particular about it. But I love how everything fits in this palette. Now we're going to go in to a color that matches more so the lighter areas of the face. I'm going to find Athens because that is a color that I had been using prior to getting sun. I have my jumbo makeup palette here that I actually created myself. This is a Seint Pro palette, but I did some alcohol inks on the top to give it a really fun art look. So here are the other colors that we have. I'm going to find Athens in here. See if I can find it. Found Sandy is a good color for me. I can wear quite a few colors. Here's Athens. All right. So in the palette, I had Palace, which is also really nice. So you have these tin lids, okay? Don't throw them away because you can actually use these to lift out the colors that you're removing, okay? Really great, so you don't get your fingernail in. Let's put Athens in there, and you can kind of see Athens, Hazel. That's a nice bit of difference there. Now I'm going to go in with my detail brush. I'm switching brushes, okay? I'm going to use this detail brush. This is another favorite brush of mine to apply Athens to different areas of the face. Okay, so I want to kind of apply this here on the bridge of my nose, maybe underneath the eyebrow, maybe in this area right here to brighten and add dimension. Let's see how that looks. If it doesn't look good, we'll try another color. But I remember Athens was a really great color for me transitioning into summer. You can see how that just blends right in. Really nice with my neck. Okay, so it looks to me like Athens and Hazel. So Athens is going to be my brightening color. And Hazel is my darker color for coverage. And you can really see how pretty the makeup is. I mean, nobody can knock this makeup because it absolutely looks beautiful. All right, now let's put a little bit of this on the nose, just down the center. You can see how that really brightens. And airbrushes, again, I told you, I have tretinoin skin. I'm just going to check the time here, 2:42. All right, it looks really good. Okay, now we're going to take this color with the small end of the brush. You can see here. All right, detail brush, we're going to take it and tap in the Athens. And we're going to go in the inner corner, just the inner corner. Okay, and it really brightens. And then we're going to take this on the outer corner. And I also like to use the Demi products, okay, which are like nothing you've tried before. They're not just a color corrector, they are a color filter. So if you don't get the right color and you don't notice it correcting the discoloration, that's the reason, because you don't have the right color. It's not coverage, it's the right color that you need. Look at the brightening that this does. So I just apply it in the inner corner and the outer corner, and it gives a very beautiful look. If you have wrinkling under the eyes and this technique does not work for you, you still get wrinkling, I will show you another video on how to use Demi. It is amazing. All right, so that looks really good. I'm very happy with that. Let's go ahead and do some brows. So I found a product that I love to use. So I have recently been using Demi on my brow. I have a color. It is called NV Plus One. Let me hold it up to you. NV Plus One is one of the dark Demi colors. These are some of the other Demi colors. You can see they're really kind of surprisingly colorful. That is because it's using the science of color to filter out unwanted color. So we're not going to get into that today because I've been using the regular creams. We'll do that another day, but I'm going to use this with our angled brush for the brows to apply a touch of the Demi on my brows. It's a wax, so it works perfectly. The Demi products are more of a wax than our cream makeup. And I love the NV Plus One on brunettes. Okay, see how pretty that is? Now I could go a little bit further and do more. I did notice the time. I'm running out of time, so I have to hurry. I have to take my kid to karate. All right, there's the brows, just a soft brow for today. Could totally use the spoolie end just to kind of bring the hairs up a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and do some eyeshadows. You see I have all my eyeshadows together and they make many, many more, okay? So I'm gonna use just something fun today. Let's do one of my favorite colors, which I think you'll love, is Peppa. You can just apply these with your finger. They're really pretty. They're the shimmer formulas are kind of more of a creamy. And this just kind of melts right in. All right, if you want to smoke it up, we have a cream liner, which I can use. Let me get my brush for cream lining. I really like the Demi brush. This is the spot brush, and I like to use that with the cream liner by Seint called Black Friday. This is it, and I've used quite a bit of it. If you want this to last all day, I would recommend spritzing a little bit of the setting spray on the back of your hand, literally just a little dot, and taking your brush and mixing the two together to get a long wearing liner. Okay, like I said earlier, these lashes don't require you wear liner, they're just that pretty, but I like to do a little bit more drama So we'll do that. Okay, I could totally do some residual on the bottom between the lashes. I don't like a real heavy liner on the bottom. This kind of really makes my eye droop lower. So I don't know what you guys think, with or without liner on the bottom. All right, let's finish up with some shadow on the corner and crease. I'm gonna switch over to this brush. I believe this is another demi brush. This is the Bright brush. This is a great brush for eyeshadow. Use Lullaby in the crease. Lullaby. And you do want to come up a little bit higher than your crease to push this bone back, to open up your eyes. You don't want to just stay in the crease. You want to go a little bit higher. Very pretty. Lullaby is a great color. Kind of a lavender color. Muted mauve-y lavender. You can do some of that on the bottom. And then finally, I want to use, this color is Revival. It's a dark brown. Here's Lullaby, and here's Revival. I'm going to use that just to kind of smoke up stuff. You can see that smoke. I like to blend my eyeshadow with my eyes open and not shut. Okay, this is a really natural smoky eye for the daytime. Okay, you could do some mascara on your bottom lashes if you wanted to. You could do a highlighter underneath your brow. I don't like shimmer underneath my brow. I think it shows texture, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. I could certainly go smokier than this if I wanted to. Okay, now let's do, one of my favorite steps is the contour. Today we're going to use one of Seint's newer contour colors. This is called Cedar. It's a nice warm contour, so it kind of acts almost like a bronzer as well. I like to use this detail contouring brush. I like to put this right on one side of the angle. Right here you can see that line of contour. And we're just going to use this to create a little bit more dimension. Now, it is true, like if you are a more mature woman or somebody that has hollow cheeks already, you probably would not want to do this because it'll just make it look even more sunken in. So let's just add, I have a little bit of weight on my face, so let's just add it starting from this ear and coming towards my nose, okay? And you definitely don't want to take it lower, you want to take it higher rather than lower. And look how pretty that is. That's called cedar, all right? You can turn your face to the front, okay? And decide how far over you want to take this. I like to stop about right here underneath my eyeball. And then here will go your, here you will put your blush. Okay, isn't that really pretty? Doesn't really require, at least on me, a lot of blending. I could totally go darker if I wanted to, but I just think that's a really beautiful color. I've also done Astoria, I've done indigo, I've done ash and shadow. Again, it's about playing and trying different things. Exploring a brand requires you to make an investment. If you're someone who is like me, that doesn't like to take the makeup artist's word for it, then buy a few colors and see which one you like. I don't really need a lot of contouring on my forehead, but it just adds to the more polished appearance. Okay, my favorite to do is the nose and the jaw. So let's do those areas real quick. I'm gonna come a little bit on to the front of the jaw, not just behind it, but on the front to chisel away and angle out that jawline. I have fullness right here. All right, now we want to take this and be very careful in the nose. So you want these lines to be close together, okay? Because if you go like right where the shadow is, it's going to emphasize the width of your nose. Now, I don't have a very big nose by any means, but I do like the look of a polished, makeup look. Okay, so there's one line, you can see that. All right, now let's do the other side. This one I have to flip my brush. See how that works? Just kind of squeezes your nose in a little bit. And I am by no means an expert at this because back in the day, we didn't really do this a whole lot. But it sure is pretty. It sure is nice. It's pretty. Okay, now I am going to go ahead and do a little bit of some vanilla dust. Because I like the airbrushed nature of this powder. So I have it right here. This is vanilla dust. It's very smooth, very soft. I'll be honest with you, when I first started using it, I didn't like it because I was using it with their powder brush, which I love this brush. It's so soft, but what it does is when you're dipping into the powder and pressing it onto your face, you're picking up the cream makeup and then depositing it back into the pan. So what I like to use is I either like to use the shape brush, which is a demi brush. I like to use that and fluff it on. Or I just like to get a light, you know, brush of application and just kind of go over the T-zone. I'm not a fan of powder all over, okay? And you can see how it kind of airbrushes everything. It's really pretty. All right, so I do like to do powder before I do blush and bronzer because I like the glow that those products give. I'm gonna quickly line my lips with my contour color, which was the Cedar. Okay, I do like the suede lip liner, which we sell. I just don't have it handy right now. Okay, and now we're going to use some of the colors of the season. We just recently had the Fruit Punch collection come out. This is Cherry. I'm going to use that with the shape brush. It's so pretty on the cheeks. It is a balm texture, which is going to be not as shiny as their gloss formulas, but not matte like their satin. And I'm just going to put this right in the cheek area. Their blushes are phenomenal. This one has the smell of cherries. I like a really luminous and bright blush. It's just very useful, okay? Then I like to take this on the lips as like a stain, okay? Then you could go over it with our color Sunshine State, which is really popular because it has a golden shimmer. It's wonderful. Got something in my hair right there. I also like to use this on the cheeks, kind of for a little bit more glow. And then I do like to use an illuminator. So let's grab one of those. So in my palette, I actually have the powder formula today. I have one called Starlit, which I absolutely adore. Let's try the Starlit on. It is a powder. I'm going to use the wash brush. Okay, this is another demi brush. We're just going to take the Starlit on this brush and we're going to just apply it to the top of where you applied your brush, your blush. Gives like an opalescence to the cheek. Look at that, how pretty that is. You can do some down the middle of the nose. Isn't that just really pretty? Okay, the skin just looks so fresh. No filter at all. And then before we leave today, I'm not going to do my hair today. This is just about the skin. Before we leave today, I'm going to put on Bella, which is a gorgeous bronzer. Okay. I'm going to use this with the blush bronzer brush. I'm going to take the big end here, kind of pinch it. Get a little bit here. And this goes behind your blush and your illuminator, kind of in a C shape, like right here. Just kind of warms up everything. Very natural. You can also use this on the neck. One of my favorite products is that. Okay, so guys, I hope this was helpful. I just wanted to kind of share with you my routine right now, placing the lashes. Of course, my new favorite anti-aging treatment, the Curology Future Formula with tretinoin. Of course, you'll be talking to a dermatologist on their website that will help you get the perfect amount of tretinoin. And of course, I'm wearing Seint makeup, Lilac Street lashes, and you can see the makeup is gorgeous. The makeup is beautiful. It is not a scam. It is actually a good product, and I love it, and that is why I sell it, because it's so easy. When you love something and you know it works, you're going to attract friends and family who will want to know what you're wearing. And I can't think of a better way to make a little bit of extra money on the side, being a teacher, than to not have to clock in to a store, not have to work evenings or weekends when I have children. I can't think of a better way than doing what I do with Seint. So just wanted to give you my point of view, my perspective. Of course, all views are welcome. Of course, all views are valid. Okay, so everyone, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope this is helpful. In an upcoming video, I will be sharing a Seint haul. We recently had a customer appreciation sale where I was able to get a huge discount on my products that I was out of. All right, I will see you then. Have a great afternoon. Bye.